I'll give you a call. We'll set up rates.
The seller has to come down in price to the appraised value, or the buyer has to bring some more cash in.
Actually, what he did was he took about 50 different on-campus interviews.
So I knew that name was
Probably USAC, everybody's USAC at some point. Let me ask you, by show of hands, how many in the room, and this is going to narrow the field quickly, how many have rental or income-producing real estate right now? Okay, 2. We're going to go around the room real quick because I'm going to get everybody to participate. Scale of 1 to 10, and you can be brutally honest. Any interest in income-producing real estate now or in the future? What do you think?
10.
Okay, very good. Anybody else want to shout out?
Yeah, 10.
Good, okay. My first house that my wife and I bought, we left within a year and we rented it out. Tenant moved in, he put up an 8-foot chain link fence around the house, paid me no rent after the security deposit, and I had to go through a 6-month eviction.
Oh my goodness.
This is why I'm not doing this.
I just want everybody else reading over.
I never thought of this.
Let's talk right now about tenant selection. If you open up the brochures that I handed out, I'm not going to say anything about my company. I'm going to say that there are some important points that are highlighted that you want to consider as priorities if you get into the real estate rental business. Tenant selection is critical. Tom will tell you, and again, it's easy to get online and check other people's credit if, say for example, you want to join an organization like the Apartment Owners Association. For $70 a month or so, you get a wealth of information. You get all the forms that they produce, which is fantastic. If you're interested in real estate, you probably have given some thought to whether it's going to be residential, which is what most people start with, commercial, which can mean either industrial, office, or retail. But residential is where most people start. And again, Tom, our resident lender, is going to agree it's easiest to get a loan on residential real estate. Probably 40% of commercial buildings are bought with cash these days. Not because there's so much money out there, but because the loans are so difficult. Now, on the flip side, let's say, for example, you want to buy, I think Andrea bought this office building, right?
Not the whole building.
Sure.
It's our suite.
If you occupy more than 51% of a commercial building, you can go and get an SBA loan, which, believe it or not, is amazing. 10% interest, I think, is what I heard last, which, again, for a commercial loan, that's an excellent rate. The lady that wrote the book, LLCs for Dummies, she came and spoke at our breakfast. You've seen those books, Yellow and Black, because, again, so many of the owners that we work with have properties in their names. Definitely a no-no from a liability standpoint. Is it for you? Tenants and toilets. If you're a hands-on person and you're handy and you like to roll up your sleeves, it can be a great way for you to express yourself and save some money. A friend of mine is a doctor, but more than that, he just loves to work with wood in his hands. He's bought 4 condos and a single-family home, and he's doing excellent. Does all his own repairs, saves a ton of money. So that can be the way to go if you're handy. Is the timing right? Here's my scientific curve. Again, you guys are going to be amazed with this. Here's where we are in the market. Tom, tell me if I'm right. We're here. We're right about here. A lot of people will say, I didn't buy at the lowest point. I'm out. That's crazy. I think you're going to see a compressed cycle. Again, like Tom said, in the cycles we've had, they've been longer and slower. And now they're predicting compressed, smaller, shorter cycles. We're at a great place, folks. There's 2 ways to measure your investment. Cap rate is the complicated one, or capitalization rate, which basically is your net operating income divided by your purchase price. And that might seem complicated, it's not. If you're looking at anything and you want some help with analysis, call me. Gross rent multiplier is the other measure, or GRM. So gross rent multiplier is the easiest thing in the world. You add up the total rent collected on the building, you take the purchase price and you divide it by the rent. So you're paying $100,000 or $1 million for a property that collects $100,000 in rent, you're at 10 times gross rent. Very, very simple. And those are the two basic ways. If you know and understand or just look those up on the internet, you're going to be more knowledgeable than half the investors out there. Rent controlled or not. In LA, and even in the San Fernando Valley, and as far down as San Pedro, you have rent control. Rent control, and I'm just about done here, can be a mess. And Brandon Haynes, who is out here in the Haynes family, they're third generation investors and brokers, he did a study showing that rent controlled properties have gone up as quick as non-rent controlled. They've appreciated at the same rate. The crazy difference is you can own a piece of property and have no say in whether your tenants stay or go, in what you raise the rent by or not. This is a notice to perform that I printed out this morning. And these are 3 or 4 pages of crazy antics caused by one lady, and this includes blowing smoke through her plumbing to hurt her neighbor. And we can't move her out. Can't move her out. So rent control can be difficult. Watch yourself in that arena. Anything over 10 units, expect to pay 5% of the gross rent.
Okay.
For a single family home, it used to be 10. Now it's maybe 8. So anything between single family and 10, you're going to be between anywhere from 8 to 5.
Okay.
So, but there are guys out there that'll quote you super low deals. Be careful. Just look up on Yelp, look at different reputations, talk to people, and ask for references. That's it.